All right, we are live. Hello, everybody on the chat. Hello, Maree. Hello, Jazzy. How's everything going over there in Australia?
Oh, same. Yeah, I don't know, not a lot. Just that voice issue is getting more and more interesting. How are you, by the way? Hello, everyone. So, yeah, I
Um,
missed you last week.
yeah, yeah. Well, getting ready for my big trip for a whole month that I'll be
Nice.
away, and just getting ready for it because I've never been away for a whole month. So
Wow.
yeah, so I'm trying to figure out the logistics of that.
As in what you take, or yeah.
Like my supplements, counting out my supplements, and
Ah,
uh,
gotcha.
you know, um, how many clothes do I take? Obviously, I'm not going to take 30 pairs of something. So,
No.
I got to figure out what I'm going to take and what are the most comfortable shoes. Is it really sneakers or is it something else? So, all those things.
Yeah, but that's half the fun. I used to find less is better. Like, you can always buy something when you're over there, and
Yeah.
I find those sketches, those really comfortable sketch shoes. I just used to wear them everywhere for walking. They're so comfortable then, and they're light, so you're not packing really heavy, like proper joggers or something.
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, so and I used to, a really good tip is to have like maybe 5 outfits or 6 outfits, and you roll them up together. So if you've got shorts and a t-shirt, you roll it up as one outfit. So you know exactly what you're going to be wearing with that outfit. And then I used to just wash stuff in the shower and leave it drying if I was staying somewhere for for more than a few nights.
Yeah.
Really easy, just easy
Yeah.
as.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you'll be fine. And that's part of the fun, is starting to learn what you need and don't need. Because I've done a lot of traveling for more than a month at a time. Done
Oh, okay.
Yeah, done lots over my lifetime, and half the fun is leaving room in your bag so you can do some clothes shopping. And whenever I put something on, when I've bought it like in Italy or in Greece or somewhere, I remember it and it triggers this beautiful joy for me. And people
Yeah.
will often comment on those clothes because you don't often get them here in Australia, and I'll go, "Oh yeah, I got this one in Italy." So yeah, leave room to do some shopping.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. I'll keep that in mind.
yeah,
Keep that in mind. So yeah, I was telling you that I'm having a hard time when you're in that 5D state. It's really hard to keep track of time, and time just gets away from you really fast. So it's a little, like I today I was like, oh my god, it's Monday. I have to get ready for the show, and I didn't. I just was like, I ran out of time. So
Well, you look fabulous, so it
well,
doesn't matter
thank
what you
you.
do.
I was hunting for linen again in our
Yeah,
in this one store that we have here, um, where they have like all the designers discount their clothes because
yeah,
the new models are coming out, right? The new fall season, whatever. So they take all their clothes and give it to this company, and this company sells it. And so I was hunting for linen stuff,
yeah,
and yeah, so
yeah,
yeah, that's what I do now. I hunt for linen.
yeah. That's so funny. I was going through my clothes and I realized I have quite a lot of linen. Just naturally, I was just drawn to it. Like, some of my tops and my dresses, and I'm going, oh, I actually do have quite a few linen clothes.
Wow.
It's really weird. So yeah, so it's fascinating. But
Yeah.
yeah, because I've
Yeah.
been mindful of that ever since you've talked about it as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and apparently, because I've got some clothes I'm getting rid of, and I'm going to sell them. And my friend was saying, because she watches for things like that as well, and she was saying that it's really popular at the moment. If you're selling secondhand linen stuff, people will buy it. So there must be a consciousness around that out there, or an awareness around it.
Interesting.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at, you know?
beautiful. Yeah, I love it. It's interesting though, because when you have allowed yourself to have space and time and go with the flow and listen to your intuition and follow it. I was just saying, guys, to Elisa before we started, I feel like I'm only just becoming unindoctrinated to that time expectation that we've had put on us since birth, literally. Like at school, you have a bell for every time you change class, everything. You got 10 minutes for playtime. You know, it's just all our lives. We've had this indoctrination around where to be, when to be there, and how to show up. And I'm really feeling this release around that. And there's no guilt with it. I'm going, oh, wow, this is different. But as to losing time, for me, I actually set a timer. Like for today, I set a timer for the show. So I know then I can just fully be present wherever I am. Then the timer goes off and go, okay, time to go and have a shower, time to get ready. So, but I can fully be present in what I'm doing at that time. So I don't know if that'll help. But
yeah, worth a try for sure. Because
yeah,
it's just, it's you really can get into certain things, and it's just goes so fast. Yeah.
I know, and I feel too that's also to do with this vibration and frequency coming in. Like, as we know, when you're moving through into fifth, seventh, ninth, whatever sort of dimensional energy flow, time is an illusion. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
So it becomes more, well, where did it go? Well, it doesn't really actually exist in the first place. It's on our linear timeline, so we can experience everything slowed down to learn, oh, manifesting doesn't happen like that in that slow timeline.
Yeah.
But now it's happening really quickly.
It is. It's happening really quickly, and I like it. I like it. I enjoy that. It's less boring.
Exactly. And the synchronicity is just little things like, for example, my friend and I went for a walk the other day, and we just finished cleaning up the whole house and vacuuming and everything. And we were walking along, and there was this gorgeous house, and they had their garage open, and they had exactly the same vacuum cleaner as me. And I went, oh, I've never seen inside that house before, and we've just finished vacuuming, and there's the same vacuum cleaner. Even things that seem that insignificant to me are synchronicities.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, and it's coming to me now, the trip to North Carolina. I did a ceremony for the water, and in this water, it was very cold. It was in the back of the house. There was a creek that had almost like little waterfalls, like the creek that the water that comes down.
Beautiful.
And my friend Tracy, who's actually here, I'm excited she's here. So Tracy, she had said, oh, send me pictures, send me videos. So I sent her a video, and she comes back and she goes, there's a being in the water. She's like, that's where you have to have the ceremony. And I said, okay. So if you open this picture, you can see an ET face, a couple of ET faces on it. So when I did the video, I asked my friend who went with me to, I said, okay, videotape. And then when I started the ceremony, I said, I want all the elementals, all my guides, all my protectors, to all the higher dimensional beings to show up in my video. And I didn't look at the video once it was done. I sent it to Tracy, and she sent me back a bunch of pictures of all the beings that were there. And it was quite amazing to see them all just there, life is so magical. And if you guys take pictures, and if you haven't heard this before, ask your guides to show up, ask whoever wants to show up, as long as they're have good intentions, and you'll see how amazing it is when they show up in the pictures. It's just amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. I remember because when I was in Bali, we went up to north of Ubud, which is in the middle of Bali, up to this amazing waterfall. And I got photos of these massive orbs and undines in the water. And that was the one where just before it was my turn to go into the waterfall, I was leaning up against the beautiful rock of the sort of mountain, and the next minute Merlin pulled me into the rock, and I went on this journey with Merlin. It was crazy. And then when I came out, I was like, it was really full on. And then I went into the water, and they followed us. We we still had photos of them with us when we were sort of walking through the beautiful jungle and going to this other water space. So they can feel your intention, they can feel your heart. So it's our intention that will bring them through, definitely. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It's on my website. I put them up. That was from quite a few years ago, but I popped them up on my website because it was just beautiful.
Yeah. So it was funny. I was getting messages with the semi trucks that were passing on the other side as we drove. Like I would get messages on the semis. I was just like, this simulation is hilarious.
It is hilarious. And I love that you said that. That's what I mean about the synchronicities. You'll find them everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the other day I was in the when I drive, I always look for number plates because that's like a little sign to me. And I'm going, oh, the Matrix is on fire today because there was like, 4 zeros. There was like words and like they'd make up sentences between 3 cars and things like this in number plates. And I was going, yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
It's almost like you can feel this matrix energy, that we are a part of and made up of, and we can direct it.
Yeah, it's been interesting too. And I saw Joyce said that she's been feeling exhausted lately.
Yeah.
And I have to agree. The energy, once I moved here, I stopped waking up with anxiety. I don't know if you remember back in the day, I would wake up anxious. It's back.
Really?
It is back, and I am not liking it. I am not liking it at all. So there's something up with the energy. I don't know what it is, but I can tell you that I know I'm not the only one feeling something is
up.
Something's up. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, look, it's interesting because I very rarely get that anxiety feeling now, very, very rarely. But then I had a friend come and stay with me and I was going, oh, this is not mine. She was sitting next to me and I was going, this is not mine. So I asked her and I said, have you been feeling anxious? And she said, oh, yeah, a little bit. And I said, is it because you've got to get this work done on your car tomorrow? So I said, let's do some kinesiology. So we checked into it and it came up with, no, you're just going through a shift. You're actually going through an upgrade or a shift or a releasing. And as soon as she knew that, it was like, oh, that's okay then. She doesn't have to look for it outside of herself. And as soon as we got it for her, mine went. So, and I went, oh, this is interesting because as an empath, I used to always be feeling everyone's emotions and whatever. But it hasn't happened for such a long time. I went, I'm obviously being told you need to do some work with someone if that's coming up in me. But yeah, so maybe you or people are going through this internal shift and upgrade. Or are you tapping into something else?
I feel like with all the fires going on, there is a lot of energy that is not good, right? Energy of people sad or just in pure absolute fear and anxiousness. And so I don't know, I just feel like it has something to do with that.
Beautiful. So that's your collective consciousness. Mm-hmm. So I would be doing a little meditation and a little prayer to cut cords coming from that feeling vortex area, which is around our belly button, and just let yourself detach, send love and light to the whole thing, and then just detach from it. Yeah. That might actually help. And I think if some other people are feeling like that, that's what I would be doing personally.
Yeah.
So because we don't need to be tapped into that collective consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I remember like in the chats, they always said like, when the storm is coming, just stay grounded, stay in your high vibration. And I was like, I can handle whatever's coming. And now that I'm seeing that the whole world is on fire, it's like I never expected it to be to that level of crazy, of like, so we have like 2 hurricanes sitting at our door, it's everywhere, it's hitting everyone. It's just like, wow, like, just really crazy. But I want to say that Dennis is back Oh my God. I'm so excited that Dennis is here. We were asking about you,
Yes,
and it's nice to see you're still alive. He says,
it
I'm
is
in
lovely.
Arizona now.
Wow. You've had some big changes in your life, my friend. That's really good because I know you're going through some stuff, and Jasper wants to say hello to you too. So yeah. So connect
Yeah.
in if you like, Dennis. He's really, whew, there's something going on there. So just connect in with
Oh,
Jazzy,
well,
honey.
can we ask Jazzy about all these fires
Sure.
and what's going on? Like, what does he see with this?
Okay, so let's look from the big 40,000 feet view down
Yeah.
to see what's happening.
Yeah.
So Jasper, we're just going to tune in here to see what's going on in this beautiful earth.
Yeah, just give us some insight on this madness that is going on.
Straight away, he took me up through lots of levels. So and he's showing a purification. There's a lot of purification going on. Oh, it's like
Mm.
really clearing out some dark energies, some allowing this new vibration and frequency almost to come through with it. Huge. He said and he's going, yes, it feels like chaos. It feels like chaos. However, it takes a cyclone to break down a concrete wall. So there is this huge purification going on. Is there anything else with it? And he's now showing me the gold through the fire. He's showing me this gold. So
Cool.
to me, that's Christ consciousness. To me, that's a higher frequency. Yeah, he's going yes. So there's a crazy reason behind the madness. There's a much bigger picture behind the madness that I feel is a very spiritual energy with it as well. So yeah,
So,
yeah.
are as many people dying as we think, or really is it just purification and the media is
Mm,
making it worse than
it's
what it
beautiful
really
feeling
is?
to see. Okay, he's saying no, there's not as many. There definitely are some, and he's showing me that those souls have chosen to go at this time. Again, to me, there's no accidents, and that's what he's actually showing me. He's showing me them almost. It's helping. They're almost purifying as well with this through the frequency that's coming in from this purification. Is there anything else, Jasper, with that you can show me? So whatever, in a way, whatever's happening out there, we're also, remember, we're purifying as well. So this is why we can be tired and exhausted. This is why we can be feeling, oh, like, where's time going? There's a lot going on for us that's changing our perception and our reality or our experience at the moment. So it's not just happening externally. And this is why I'm always saying to people, if you can keep your etheric clear, if you can run your white lighting, if you can do a violet flame, if you can cut those cords and just sit and breathe, and just that, and stay centered, that is going to help more than anything. I find keeping my electromagnetic body clear, my etheric, my aura, that's what keeps me feeling better always. So yeah, so I would be just, definitely asking Gaia for prana, for that energy, for any sort of minerals, anything you need. You can actually ask for it to come through your etheric body to help to
Okay.
revitalize.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, big purification.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I apologize, you guys. I didn't have a topic today. Again, my time got away from me. And now, because I don't look at my chats because I don't care, I'm living like it's already done. I might like we are already on the other side. I didn't have time to look through the chats to see if there's anything, that we want to ask. But I did see that Kathleen B started us already with some great questions up here. So
Yeah.
we can start with that. And then if you want to start putting your questions in the chat, then we can go to those. Okay, so are you ready, Maree?
Yes, I am. And the Wheel of Fortune just fell out, guys.
Uh,
We're going through big changes, okay? So this is what's going on. Exactly, just confirmed it all.
Yeah, and can we, before we get started, I really am interested to find out what's going to happen in September. I just have this feeling, I don't know, that September is going to be epic.
Yeah, let's just
So,
see if anything can show us in the cards. And I mean, um, and I mean, like I was saying to Elisa, I really feel that, that we're being monitored as to, in a way, our reaction to everything that's going on. So not us, but, people that are just starting to really understand that there's something more going on in this world than what they thought. That's being monitored. So I really feel things are being played out according to what feedback's coming through from the masses. So that's, so this is why it's really hard with timelines, but definitely events. That's
yeah,
when the different events will happen, is
yeah.
depending on the feedback and the frequency. They would be able to measure frequency, vibrations,
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
those
they know
things.
how to frequency,
Yeah,
measure the
of course,
collective frequency.
of course.
Yeah,
So, so if you're feeling that anxiety and it's the collective consciousness, they would know, people know something's up as well. Okay, so let's just tune in for September. I haven't actually done this for ages. Wow, we first card up is our Hierophant. Now we know who these guys are, right? This is the deep state. So let's see what it's saying about that whole show that's going on. Oh, that one's, are you hot?
hopefully it's death.
Buddy, the High Priestess. So there's still a lot going on behind the scenes to to get these guys, to manipulate them, whatever. There's a lot of secrets still going on. I really feel that there's always going to be secrets. Yeah, Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords tells me that there's stories being told, but they're not completely true. So they're still doing the secret squirrel business as well. So I don't feel if there might still be stuff there. We're talking about September here. So let's just see what actually will come out. There's going to be something happen that we're really happy about because the Nine of Cups has come out. So there will be an event that we are actually happy about. So just
Okay.
know that, just cruise along and just know that there could be a nice surprise in the wings. Yes. And then we've got our beautiful Nine of Pentacles. Now she's that uniquely abundant, incredibly brilliant card. I love the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles to me is one of my favorite cards. So there is definitely something that's going to happen that we're going to be very happy about.
Yeah.
Just don't watch, just be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kathleen, this I was trying to figure out what you were referring to because I can only see your answer to Niabi.
Yeah.
So I can't see her question for some reason. I can see your post, but I can't see, when I go back to the top, I don't see her post. So
yeah, sometimes they'll drop off. Yeah,
yeah.
But there's more questions. There's 3 questions at the top too.
From Kathleen, yeah. But she says she was referring to Niabi.
Yeah.
In her first one, and I'm like, I don't know what she was talking. So okay, but here she's talking here. So had a question before me about the oak trees, asking if they were deliberately deceased because the dark ones were afraid of their sacred energy. I don't know what happened to her question. Yeah, it wasn't there.
Okay.
So yeah, so the I had been told that oak trees are 5-dimensional.
Oh, if not more.
Yeah, from my sessions.
Yeah.
When I was doing my sessions.
Okay, beautiful.
It came through that oak trees were 5D, and that's why some of the ETs were coming to study them.
Interesting. And remember too that, I mean, because we've probably all been trees. And when I first heard this, I was going, oh, cray, like as if I've been a tree. And it was actually when I was doing an animal magic course. It was beautiful. And then I actually, one night I was tuning into these trees and I felt it and I went, be the tree. And I was a tree. I could feel it. So it's something we could do with this, and we can all do this. It doesn't just have to be up to me. I would just for a moment stop, take a big breath in, go into your heart space, connect in, visualize, see, sense, feel a beautiful oak tree in front of you. And then I want you to just imagine roots growing out from under your feet and entwining with that beautiful oak tree. And then if you feel the need, you can just hug that tree and just send it love and ask it if it has any messages for you and to show you how it feels consciousness. And then when you're ready, you can just gently come back and just bring back with you that sense of love, that sense of connection, whatever it is that you got from that. So, yeah, did you get anything with that one, Elisa?
Just that they're big frequency holders and givers is
Beautiful.
what I got.
Yep.
Nothing major.
No, and I just got this warmth from them. It's like, they're very warm is what I was feeling. And then I could see the energy, definitely the connection to those realms and to the divine and everything, just being within them and holding a space for us and really happy to connect with us. So that was what, and I actually got a little bit of tears in my eyes. I went, oh, I feel like I've come home. It was beautiful. So I don't know how everyone else went. So with that,
Tracy says antennas.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was seeing, Tracy, up through their beautiful top. It was like this golden, beautiful light just going completely up, and they're so wise. So, we could do this whenever we want. We can tune in, tap into our beautiful trees and see if there's any messages for us.
Yeah.
And just to
Absolutely.
revitalize us, like that felt beautiful to me. So always go through your heart, just have that intention and connect in through to the roots, because their root system, as we know, they're all connected. They can even pass water to other trees and do amazing things.
Yes.
So, so do you want me to pull some cards on the question?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look and see. Okay.
Let's see. Kathleen says, my oak tree in the backyard just told me to start taking the tincture I made a few months ago from its bark.
Wow. Well, the first card up is the Empress, which is the most beautiful card, because this is all about creation. And look at the trees.
And the trees in the back. That's the first thing I saw.
Oh, they're just popping. So they are absolute creations of God. They are here, for a reason. They're helping. They're amazing. So, and I feel that, the Six of Pentacles, to me, this is helping people keep a balance. When that Six of Pentacles comes up, it's offering something to us, definitely keeping a balance. And I'm just tuning in to see, if they were, and then we've got our beautiful Nine of Pentacles again. So these oak trees are really powerful. They're very beautiful, very abundant. Look at the gold, because I was seeing that beautiful gold color coming through them as well again. I feel that, okay, so what I'm actually getting here intuitively as well, even if and look at this one came up to confirm. We've got two wands, which are made of what? Trees, to create balance. Even if their physicality of their tree was poisoned, their dryad, their soul energy continues to live on. So it's never lost. Okay, it's like us. Our energy, our beautiful creation, our divinity is never lost. We might lose this suit. So that's what they're showing me. Is even if they were diseased, it made no difference to their souls, to their beings, which is just amazing. The elementals, though, I know that I was actually a gnome once that actually looked after a forest, and it was like ravaged, and the desolation, and I carried that as an elemental being, as a gnome. I carried that within me, and that got released through a healing session once. This is why I've always loved nature and trees. When you've been a tree and you've been the gnomes helping look after the forests and the trees, then you have this absolute love and compassion for nature.
Yeah.
So Yes. So you can all tune into those aspects of yourselves.
Okay, and then I don't know if you can catch what the question was here. Pine
Okay.
forests in northern I have wanted to know about the pine forests in northern California too. Is it caused from chemtrails?
So is there some damage or something going on with the pine forests?
It
I would
sounds like it.
assume. Yeah. Let's have a look and see. Okay, let's just tune in to those. I'm going to tune into the pine forests. Okay. Page of Wands. So there is some impact. It's not as big as what we might think from the chemtrails, because that Page of Wands is action, but it's not huge. So it looks like there is some effect of it. And it's interesting because the Queen of Pentacles has come up. Now, to me, this is contemplating what happens in a reality, like looking at your options, looking at a reality. And it's really weird because I keep getting told water. So whether it's the water that's actually causing what, if there's damage there, it's water. I just keep getting water. So to me, whether it's the rain or whether it's the water that's been affected, that's what's causing the problem. So Wheel of Fortune, it's changed the environment. So yes, chemtrails have had an effect, but not huge, not as big as, don't worry about it. It's not massive.
Yeah, I wonder if the change really has been more for us than for the trees.
Yeah, exactly.
But so the question also was from Kathleen was if they have been dying. So are the oak trees being attacked? Are the oak trees being like purposefully?
Yeah. Look, it looks like the I think all trees is what I'm getting, because that 5 of Wands is about actions being taken to cause change and some chaos. So yeah. So, but again, I was getting the message, their actual energy, their soul being that is not damaged. Okay, so it's just what happens here in this 3D world.
Yeah.
But they can come back again. 10 of Cups, they can come back and be another tree or whatever, or into anything. They could come back as us, as humans, like we've been trees too, and still bring that beautiful connection and that, that wisdom with them. So it's, yeah.
So this is a good question from Barbara. I also heard now when you plant trees, almost all are male now, so they don't reproduce.
That's really interesting. Okay, because I know when we had macadamia trees, we deliberately got a male and female, or they wouldn't actually, nut. They wouldn't get the nuts on them. But that was a lot, So I don't know. Let's check in and see.
Yeah.
I'm going tree planting next Saturday. I love tree planting. It's the best feeling in the world. So let's see. And it depends on the trees as well. Like if they are like macadamia trees or whatever, where they do maybe need the male female, then that's what we'll focus on, because a lot of trees don't. That's not how they work. So let's just see. Oh, death cards come up. So interesting. So, transition. There's definitely been a transition, but I don't feel it's going to be a huge problem in the world where we're living. Okay, so the Page of Swords. So I wouldn't take too much notice of that message, because to me that's not really actually what's going on. So so there has been a maybe some transition and some change to how many male versus female, but it's not really causing a problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. And this is a great question from Lady Hawk. If all the trees are connected by root systems, then they're all feeling the pain of the fires?
Wow, interesting. All right. I'm going to get Jasper to come in for this one, and I'm going to actually tune in again to the trees and see what happens. Okay, here we go. All right, Jasper, let's tune into our beautiful trees that are. How fascinating. What he's saying is that they see it as a rejuvenation. They see it as this purification. And it's the elemental beings, again, like I was talking about the gnome, that's probably why I brought that up. It's the elemental beings and, it's the animals, but then the animals know as well. And as soon as they've transitioned through, it's finished, but it's more for us. It's for us. It's our emotional connection and attachment to our beautiful trees and things that causes us the pain. So they know what it is. In Australia, we have particular like eucalyptus trees and trees that don't actually reseed. The seeds won't actually break open unless there's a fire to actually allow it
Oh,
to happen. Yeah. So here, I know that the Indigenous people used to do fires and burn-offs. They would know, like when they were here.
they do that
Because,
here too.
yeah,
Yeah.
but over here, there is particular species that won't regenerate unless the fire comes through and cracks open and allows that seed to open. So, I feel this is so much bigger. This is what I was just getting shown. So this is so much bigger. So what we would call the pain of the fires to them is like, again, the purification and the release. And it's the elemental beings, I feel that. But then, of course, once they've gone, then it's us that feels it. So I hope that makes
Mm.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kathleen asks, do trees feel pain when we trim and prune them? I was watching this video about this man who did a study with plants. And plants actually have consciousness because, and we all know this, but the cool thing was in the study was that the the guy acted like he's like, oh, I think I'm gonna put this plant on fire, and the plant actually reacted with fear.
Mm, mm,
Like he was able to see how the plant was reacting to his words
mm.
and his every, like they totally understand what you're saying, and it's more than just they feel you and
Yep.
they feel your love. No, it's bigger than that. It's
Oh, God,
much
yeah.
bigger than that.
They do.
They
Yep.
understand like language, like what you're going to do, or something like that.
Well, they would understand the intention as well. That would be, whenever, okay, so for example, when we trim and prune them, whenever I pick leaves from, whether it's my sage tree, my sage bush, or whether it's my parsley, I talk to it first and I go, oh, I'm so grateful for you. What part of you is best for me to take so that you actually stay at your optimal level? And then I'll just get drawn to take whichever ones are right. And then I'll just be really grateful. I've got a plant that should have been dead months ago and it's still thriving away, and people walk in, they go, is that thing still going? But that's how I talk with it. That's how my intention with it. I'm so grateful, and they do. I really know that they do. And I'll know when they're thirsty and I'll go, oh, I have to just get up. I can't sit here. I have to get up and water my plants.
Wow, interesting.
So you can tune into them and find out when they're uncomfortable. So if you're pruning them, I would tell them and just go, you show me where it is you want me to prune you for your greatest growth and your benefit. So it's the
Okay.
intention.
So do they feel pain when we do trim them?
Let's have a look and see. Okay. Interesting. Justice cards come up, but what I'm getting is it depends on our intention when we're doing it as well. Because they would probably feel our pain, and if we're going, oh, I don't know if I should be doing this or not, they would probably sense that as well. So with the justice as well, they know it's like anything. If they're out in nature, they would have things like that would drop off their boughs so that they could grow better. It's part of a cycle for them. So that's why I feel the justice card has come up. So it's not, yeah, not like us. Yeah, then we've got our beautiful, this one's card of the day. The Nine of Pentacles has come up again. So they're so unique and they're so abundant. They don't have the fear of loss. This is what the words are that are coming to me, like we do. They're not attached like we are. Yep.
Interesting.
Mm.
Okay. So do they want us to prune them? Do they prefer that we do that? I mean, I would think that they would, that they almost like getting a haircut, right? It's not something that's going to hurt them.
Well, it's funny because again, I'll talk to my plants and I'll feel, oh, you want all that stuff off you. Okay. And then I'll do it. I'm just feeling what it is that they need for their optimal health. So I feel, I mean, we could just do that. Yeah, look at this. The Chariot just fell out again. So when things are balanced, they can move forward better and grow more fruit or grow more flowers or whatever it is. Like, you know, it's like us, you know, if we're, I don't know, how can we put it for us? You know, if we want to be fitter, you go and you do your exercise and you train your muscles up, and it's sort of similar for them, I guess. So, yeah.
So I'm thinking it's more like a haircut, like just like we cut our hair.
Yeah. Ask them. Honestly, I feel it's like I get a telepathic message from them when they want something. So I do. Hey, Indy, how are you? Gorgeous.
Yeah. He's wanting some attention here.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, I'm trying to. What was the question? So, Kathy was asking, do they know when we eat them?
What do you think about this one, Elisa?
Yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes too. And it's funny because I got told I just had this feeling a long time ago to actually thank and bless them and say, oh, I'm so grateful it's you that's come to my plate for the fruit or whatever to eat. I'm just so grateful that you grew for this. And, so it again comes back to our intention, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything in this simulation is intention.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and the Temperance card has come up with that question. To me, this is a card of change. It can be slow change. It might have to have patience. So while it's growing or whatever, the fruit's growing for a reason. I mean, animals eat them, birds need them. Everything is here in this experience for us to be able to live and to enjoy and to experience it. So they're part of it. This is what, to me, that Temperance card's about. So emotionally, they know what's going on, and that's just part of their cycle.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
well, they know they're here for that specific purpose. If they are, fruits and vegetable plants, they know that's why they're here. They know that's their purpose.
Yep. And the more we enjoy it and love it, it's like water. The more you have love and gratitude. I just went around the house and put love and gratitude stickers on all of the water containers and love and gratitude to all water, because then you're blessing yourself. You're blessing everything, the ocean, everything. So you can, you just have that intention. Well, I have that intention with the food I eat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Okay, great. Okay, so let me go back up.
Yep.
To find the other question. This one's interesting. There have been some reports of time warp also in that same road. Oh, let me go back to the highway. Okay, hold on. So a highway in California called Pacheco Pass near Gilroy. I experienced terrible fear and anxiety driving through there, and years later heard a massacre happen in the 1800s. There have been reports of time warp also in that same highway. People seeing stagecoaches, women in Victorian dress, etc. What is that place?
Okay. Yes, and I love questions like this because I've had so many different experiences of things around this. And when there's been like a massacre, or if there's been a very traumatic emotional situation or experience, what I've found happens is there's like an emotional debris that's left. It's almost like taking a video or taking it's like a hologram picture of what went on because of this huge intense emotional drop that's happened. So I've actually felt this and seen this as well. Not in this place, but when I was driving on the freeway once, it was years ago here, and I went, "Oh, there's danger, something's happened." And we it was probably about 200 meters away as we were driving. I saw a cross on the side of the road, and I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking about this. And there was a young man that came out and said, "You've got to drive slower. Everyone's got to drive slowly." So there was this. He had died. I actually looked it all up. He had died there through a car accident, and that energy, that emotional energy, that aspect. There might have been a little aspect of that left that was trying to warn people. And I couldn't believe how much fear. So anyone that was driving through that part of the road would have been picking up on that fear. So I did a clearing with that, and I actually helped that aspect to be released and whatever, and then just put a blessing around that area as well, so that people would actually be very aware and awake and whatever. So in this sort of situation, this is what I believe's happened, and so people can pick up on that energy that's been released
Mm-hmm.
there. I actually also was driving up in the hills in Western Australia once, and there'd actually been a murderer, and he was actually targeting specific women, and it was like, yeah. And anyway, I was driving past this road, and and there was some bodies that hadn't been found, and I just got this feeling of sick. Don't go down that road. Da, 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 da. And it was probably about 2 weeks later they found one of the bodies down there. So it's that emotional release that goes on, you know. Another thing is, but it can happen without it being a trauma too. So my neighbor, she had this incredible ability when I lived on the mountain. It was like she was like a little time warp herself. Like she would have, like, they had a B&B, and she said she could hear and see carriages, like, you know, from that same sort of time era that Kathleen's talking about, coming up around their driveway, hear the horses, see the carriages. And she said, I don't tell too many people this. And she said, you know, she would find beings from other realms or time frames in cupboards and all this stuff. And it was really interesting because one night I was having sort of dinner with them when we were outside, and I went inside to get something, and it was dark. And I went, oh, such and such is walking up the stairs. I wonder why he's walking up the stairs and just ignoring me. Oh, well, went outside. He was sitting outside. So some people have the ability within themselves to create these little portals and doorways into other places. So it can happen for many reasons. This one, I would say, would be a big emotional dump from that trauma, and people pick up on it. So Kathleen, you could clear this, and you don't even have to be there to do it. You could actually go in and clear it. I always check, go through my higher self, ask the angels to come in. I tune in, and then I just say to them all, it's very safe now. You can be released. You can go into the light, and and I just clear it all. And then usually you can just see so much light coming in. And then I just replace it with this beautiful safety and love and whatever. Sometimes you have to go further into the earth itself. The emotion has actually gone right through into the energy lines of the earth there. So that's what I would say that's about, just from my experiences and what I've sort of worked with.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and Dennis, I'm so sorry. I just saw this. Of course, you can have our energies to send our energies for your loved one that's starting chemo. You know, sending love so that she may stay in peace through it all.
And that, yeah, as she also goes through the chemo, that she that divine light and love comes through with it to heal, and to, you know, just to purify and heal every cell that she needs, and we see her in a state of wellness and health. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so Dennis has a question. October, there's a national EBS the 21st. I think was the October surprise this time. Okay, so the question, let's ask first if there is going to be a national EBS in October.
I know they do all that. Well, actually, someone was saying in Sydney here there was a sign up, on the motorway how they have those electronic signs, and it was saying there will be an EBS check today in the city at this time. This was, I don't know when it was, but then someone said it never happened. So who knows? So let's just check to see if this is just getting people prepared and planting those seeds in the consciousness, the global consciousness, for people to start saying, well, why would they have an emergency alert? Why would they do that?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's have a look and see. So we're going to see if that's true. Is that what you want to know?
Yeah. If there will be a national EBS in October.
Is this true that they're actually planning this, or is it a little seed planter? Interesting, because we've got our star card come up. Now, this to me is always when there can be two outcomes, so we can bring through something. So look at the emotions. This is also checking on emotional aspects with it. So I feel it's probably putting out a little litmus test almost. I feel it. Yeah, I feel it's a litmus test because the Five of Swords has come up, and this is around people's thinking. Are they in conflict with it? What are they thinking about it? Are they, is it causing distress for people? Four of Swords. So it's still a mystery. So I wouldn't be holding my breath for that date, because I feel this is a litmus testing situation.
So much manipulation going on.
I know
that I have to sit in non-judgment, right? Because guys, we're being manipulated by the good and the bad. In the end, we are, and it's a hard pill to swallow for me that that the good guys are also manipulating us.
Absolutely.
So
and you think about it though, after thousands of years of indoctrination, this is what it takes to break that down with the least amount of chaos and and to keep people safe, I guess.
Yeah.
So look, it may happen early. They might go, oh yes, we're getting some really interesting reactions to this. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like it's weird because we never used to get this stuff, but it was coming up in Australia. And it was funny because one day my brother was up from the country and he was with my sister in the city here in Perth, and something was going on. He said something had happened, either someone had gone missing or something. Both their texts went off. So they had every single person's phone number in that area. Are you getting harassed there? Yeah, they love these. And they both their texts went off. They knew exactly where they were, who was there, and how to contact them. So they already been using it for different reasons.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, that's good to know. All right, going to Trixie Todd's question about years ago we invested in honeybees and our hives never survived the winters and much chemtrails visible up here. Can the cards tell us if the honeybees are being revived now? Revived.
I know there was a lot of concern. It was funny because I used to always be scared, Trixie Todd, about the bees as well. I used to think, oh God, they're using all these products and everything that's out there. Is it affecting them? And I was really concerned. And so I sort of did a prayer one day. This was probably about 10 years ago. And I just said, okay, universe, I want you to show me what's going on with the bees. And that day I was actually out painting my balcony because I had a property up there. And I heard this noise and I went, that sounds familiar. How weird. What is it? And I looked up and there was some bees, a whole hive of bees swarming. And I used to hear that on the farm because as kids we had bees as well, And I went, oh my God. And they hung about me for literally about 5 minutes just making this noise. And then they all just went off. So that was my answer, is that they're going to be okay. There's always going to be bees. you know, without bees, we're all kaput. So there will always be bees. I really believe that they're protected somehow energetically. And I saw an amazing thing actually where a guy had put a pipe, he'd done a front like a hive at the front of this room. He'd put like a pipe inside because Trixie, you're talking about how cold it was, into a really big, beautiful see-through hive. And these bees loved it. They'd come inside and be in the warm.
Wow.
It was amazing. So, yeah. So let me just get some cards on that for you as well. But it's funny, I only just saw that and I went, oh, this is like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So,
yeah.
the Hermit. So to me, they've gone a bit underground almost. Yes, there was a time, you know, they were quiet. They definitely went underground. So I just, yeah. But I thought, okay, and I was just going to say as well, so many people were focused on the bees and bring it to attention and look, we love our bees, we need our bees. So that Seven of Wands is always about finding your own sense of self, finding, you know, keeping your own boundaries. So I feel this is what the bees have done with our help in a way, sort of seeing what was going on. And yeah, and we've got our Two of Pentacles. So this is asking the question 50-50. We might have lost 50%, you know, of our bees, but there's still 50% left. Okay. Yeah. Queen of Wands. I love it. Integrity. It's going to be okay. I love this card. It tells me, yep, everything's going to be fine. Yes, we've lost some, definitely.
Okay. All right. Going down, I see Angel Lori had a question. Was the star that led the three wise men to baby Jesus a mothership named the New Jerusalem?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, well, first we were assuming that that was a true story, that the three wise men existed or went to baby Jesus.
Yeah.
So we got to start from the beginning there.
Okay.
And see if there were three wise men.
Or see if they were using it as a, you know, as they often did, as a, what do they call it when they use the story as a...
Or we could say was the Star of Bethlehem, because that's what it was called, was the Star of Bethlehem, a mothership named the New Jerusalem, if you want to. We can ask that.
We'll do it that way, I think might be better. Yeah, okay.
Because then it's many questions we would have to ask.
I know. Interesting. We've got our Don't Worry card. So this is, so our Nine of Swords is always about, people can be concerned about, you know, what the truth is in these situations or these stories. The World, I would say no, because we've got the World card. To me, this indicates often just like a star or a natural aspect. So, and then we've got the Moon. So to me, this can often be when something's out of place. However, in this case, because I was specifically asking about planets, it's the only one in there really that's about a planet. So I feel it's saying it was actually what we see in the sky.
Right, a star, not a mothership.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I keep hearing about this spaceship called Jerusalem, and you know, Jerusalem is a human word, a human, you know. So I wonder if the stories that are going around about a mothership or a spaceship called the New Jerusalem, if that's real or not.
Okay, let's just have a look and see what the cards say. And again, I always say use your own intuition, and if something sits right for you, that's the experience you're meant to be having, and that's perfect.
Exactly.
So, you know,
there is no one true reality. So
no, this is just for entertainment purposes. Actually, do you want to pop your banner on?
Yeah, it's too late. It's time to go. It's 59 minutes. So.
Oh my God, how did that happen? Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's
again being in 5D.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yep.
So nice hanging out with all you guys.
Yes.
Okay. So when the Four of Cups comes up, this to me is when you're being offered something, whether it's a story, whether it's and what's your emotional
narrative
to it? Yeah. Excuse me. What's your emotional reaction to it? Do you accept it or not? And that's just what I was saying. Whatever's right for you, to experience. It's, yeah, so let's just see if that one's gonna, so yeah. And then we've got our Ace of Swords. So if you want it to be true, it's true. And this is what's coming through. It's the weirdest explanation I've ever had, but this is just what's coming through. So maybe there is a Knight of Cups bringing a message, an emotional message. Isn't this interesting? So I really feel that we can almost create what we want. So if you want to create a spaceship called Jerusalem, do it. Experience it. It's fine. So it can be truth to some and irrelevant to others.
Yeah.
So yeah. So look,
Okay.
it's weird. It's a weird answer, but that's just what I was getting.
Okay,
So,
well, it's a great answer, which is you create your reality, and if you think it's true, then it is, and if you don't, you don't. It's not. It's that simple. It's whatever, you know, you believe. And so knowing that, you know, it makes it easier to understand that when we try to push a specific narrative out there, 'cause I know this was a lesson for a friend of mine while we were on this trip, is that when we try to push our reality into someone else, like let's say, oh, Trump is trying to save us or whatever is out there, it's all about, well, yeah, but that's his reality, not someone else's reality. So it's almost like we tried to make people believe our reality because our reality is real and true, but it's not. Really, it's not. It's real. It's real for you, but it doesn't have to be real for them. So my point is, don't waste time trying to convince people to believe the narratives that are out there. There's so much disinformation at this point. It's just not even worth it. It really isn't.
Joy? What brings you balance? What helps you to stay connected and follow your intuition at the end of the day? You get drawn to watch something or look at something, fantastic. Go for it.
Yeah.
You know, experience it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. So that's it for today, everybody. Thank you for being here. Everything went by so quickly.
Unbelievable. But I'm really grateful because when I do my spin class, it's the same. So it's not as much pain for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we love you guys. Thank you, Maree. Thank you, Jazzy. And we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Thanks, Elisa. See you guys.
Bye-bye.